right, hello. Welcome to the second episode of the It's Racecar Time podcast. I'm Minty, joined by Nab over here. You may have seen us in the first episode, maybe not, but we're back for number 2. It's good to have you guys aboard.
Yeah, we'll see how long this actually lasts. Hopefully it lasts longer than my other podcasts I tried.
Well, we're gonna keep it going as long as we can, as long as we're still interested in doing it. We're trying to grow the interest in the podcast right now. So once we get a little bit more people in and we get some more people interacting, I think it's going to be a much better time for all of us here.
Yes, that would be fantastic to get some discussion going on. We're now on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and you can also always just email us at itsracecartime@gmail, and that's always going to be in the video description on YouTube. So, and also we have an RSS feed that'll always be linked underneath the videos that we post. So if you wanted to listen to just an audio version of us and not have to look at us, because why would you?
You son of a bitch.
So, what are you talking about? I'm beautiful. Talk for yourself, you bald-headed idiot.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah. So anyway, we're working on getting more audio versions of the podcast out there. Right now we've got the RSS feed going, but we're going to work on getting it over to Spotify as well as iTunes, possibly even SoundCloud. I don't know how many people are still listening to podcasts over there, but we're going to look into that as well.
Yeah. So anyways, let's just start talking about all the things that's going on, because finally racing is finally back. I know you're not a huge NASCAR fan, Minty. Did you watch any of the NASCAR stuff this week?
I didn't really get a chance to watch it this week, but I did read up on all the headlines and pretty much everything that was interesting in regards to that particular race. If I remember, it was
there were actually 3 races.
Was there 3 different NASCAR races? I know
there were 3 races.
Cup Series went down this week. Or last
week. They raced twice.
Did they really?
Oh, they raced Sunday night and Wednesday night.
Okay.
And then Thursday the Xfinity race ran.
Right. Yeah.
So now we finally had 3 NASCAR races since this whole COVID thing happened. And I'm sure if you're listening to this, you probably already heard about what happened. So Kevin Harvick went out and won. Just as a quick recap, Kevin Harvick blasted the field and destroyed everyone in the first race on Sunday. Not much happened in that one. Then on Wednesday, right before the rain came and stopped the race at 20 laps, Kyle Busch wrecked Chase Elliott to essentially knock him out of a second place finish right before the rain came. I wanted to kind of get...
Actually,
I wanted to get your opinion on it.
Well, I didn't see it happen myself, but I did read up on it. Apparently, it was a complete accident. It was not intentional.
Yeah, that's what he says, and I agree with him, because he used to drive for that same team.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott both went back and were like, yeah, it was definitely an accident. I'm assuming that they reviewed the footage and were like, yeah, that definitely wasn't intentional. From what I heard, they've already made up about it, and I want to say Chase Elliott gave him the finger before he got over it.
Yeah, that was during the NASCAR broadcast. That was aired on Fox Sports.
Was it really?
Live. Yeah.
Supposedly he doesn't have any regrets about that, and I don't really blame him, but I would be mad too.
And I'm so glad that actually, since that race actually got very good ratings for a NASCAR race. Both races actually got really good ratings because, I mean, what else is there going on? Anyone who's even remotely interested in NASCAR is probably watching it. So,
yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. But I wanted to get your opinion as a non-NASCAR fan.
I don't.
Because I'm a huge NASCAR fan, and I've been... Well, I know you like NASCAR, but, like, you don't watch every single race like I do.
No, I'm not diehard about it, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. So, you know how Kyle Busch also runs in the Xfinity Series, right?
Yeah.
Like, he ran all 3 races this week. The 2 Cup Series races and the Xfinity Series race on Thursday. He finished second in the Xfinity Series race. He lost to Cole Custer, and that was actually a great race. I wanted to get a non-diehard NASCAR fan's opinion on essentially the Fernando Alonso, or he's one of the best NASCAR drivers there is, but he goes down and races the lower division races to the point where NASCAR has even made rules to limit the amount of times he could do it.
What, just because he's too good for the series below? Or
yes.
Too skilled?
Every time he's entered, he almost always finishes, like, he either wins or he gets a top 5. Unless somebody wrecks him.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't really have a problem with, top tier racers going down a series, or not really going down, because keep in mind, this is all still professional racing. But going to
True.
a less skill expected level to race in a different event, because, I mean, you hear so much about, like, burnout and, lack of interest in the primary series. So I think it's cool whenever, like, someone in a more elevated series gets a chance to go out and do something pretty much just for fun on their accord. Obviously, they're still getting paid for it and are doing fairly well at it because, they're a league above already. But I don't see a problem with it. I don't know why they would... Like, I understand why they would want to limit the amount of times that you could do that, but I don't have a problem with, these drivers doing it just in general. I think it's cool.
I have one, like, counter argument to this.
Okay.
Is the fact that he's moving down to race cars that are almost exactly the same as he's a champion in. I don't mind moving down to a lower level if you're driving something that is not your sport.
Okay.
Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with a NASCAR driver going and running sports cars.
Yeah.
In like a GTD or whatever, and in whatever level. You could go to top level sports car racing or like lower level sports car racing for fun. But my problem is the fact that it's essentially freaking Alex Rodriguez playing in AA baseball.
Right.
So or something like that.
Because it's such a similar vehicle to something that he's already good at. No, I do see your point there. To me, it does seem like it would be, like, kind of like an easy cash grab, the way that, you're presenting it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I agree with. I do agree with you there. Yeah, no. I do think it makes more sense if it's like, oh, yeah, I grew up driving, say, rally, and now I'm in Formula One. It would be fun to go out and do, like, a AAA Series rally championship.
That's
only,
exactly
like,
what
like
Robert Kubica did from Formula One.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, what, Jenson Button's
done that
like
too, he did,
except a different type of car as well.
Yeah, like he went to Super GT after he retired.
Yeah, he's still there right now, I believe.
Yeah. Actually, I think this is supposed to be his last year.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, with this whole COVID thing,
he might choke out another one. Yeah, just because of lack of racing.
There's actually rumors he might be moving to IndyCar.
Really?
I heard something about the McLaren SPM racing team, McLaren's Formula One team, or McLaren's IndyCar team.
Right.
Well, they have 2 cars. They are thinking of expanding to 4, with one for Fernando Alonso and one for Jenson.
Yeah, Neil, I think your audio cut out.
Okay. Crap.
Oh, nope, there it goes. It's back. Okay.
Okay, edit that out. Or just leave it in so they can realize that we're that shitty at this right now.
We're still new to this kind of a podcast. Give me a break, okay? Damn it.
Okay.
I'm trying. I'm trying. As my camera's autofocusing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll get better at this.
Yeah.
So did you hear anything about McLaren possibly bringing Fernando Alonso and Jenson Button into IndyCar?
Yeah, it cut like midway through that. But
okay.
Now that you've said it, okay, Okay, so McLaren's going to win IndyCar, is what I'm hearing here. Verizon and...
I don't know about that.
Is Shell still in IndyCar? I don't remember. No, it's...
Shell?
Yeah, no. Shell's not.
No, Shell is. They're with Penske. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, are they really?
Yeah, Shell sponsors Simon Pagenaud. And
did Verizon get dropped from that? Or are they still on board as well?
No, Verizon still sponsors Will Power.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
so
I'm hearing McLaren's going to be our next biggest contender for IndyCar. Assuming the rumors are true, of course, that they are.
Yeah, since right now it's just a rumor. But I don't know about that because that's a merger of two teams that both missed the Indy 500.
I mean, true, but with their powers combined, who knows? I mean, that could be.
We haven't even had the first IndyCar race yet.
Oh, that's true. You're not wrong.
So we'll see on June 1st in Texas how Aero McLaren SP does in their first joint IndyCar season starting in Texas.
I think it's going to turn out just fine for them. I mean, they're probably not going to take it home their first race or maybe even their first three, but I think they're going to be definite contenders.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. It's my prediction. That's just me. Take my word for it, but also don't. Don't bet on anything that I say if you're a gambling kind of guy watching this. Don't place your bets on what I'm saying.
Based off my daily fantasy of the 3 NASCAR races this week, don't listen to me either. Because I finished last in all 3 races. I couldn't guess.
God.
Like, I guessed who would win the race. But the problem is you have to guess 6 drivers. I guess who won the race and the other 5 all crashed.
All right, so we're 1 for 6.
Yeah, so
and everybody wrecked. It was great.
Everyone else wrecked or lost a wheel on their pit stop or something.
Just DNF'd hard as shit.
Or yeah. So I didn't win any money. I lost money all week.
Sure.
But the other thing, have you been watching any of the eRacing that's been going on, or are you watching it?
Yeah.
Is there anything you're watching?
I've been tuning in and out of eRacing just because there's been a lot kind of going on at once, and I have, a million other things I'm doing other than to watch, every single series that comes out.
Yeah.
Just to be frank. But I have been catching up. What was the bigger one from earlier? It was Supercar Championships.
Yeah.
All-Star Series,
that's the one I watched.
Yeah. I did read up on that one. I think I only got to watch 10 laps while it was happening, but I didn't stay for the whole thing. Although I do know Shane Van Gisbergen won it.
Yes.
He's with
he
Red
won
Bull Holden, right?
Both.
Yeah.
He
won the last 3 times they went out. So qualifying.
Yeah.
Race 1 and race 2. No.
Yeah.
Was it 3
whatever.
races?
Shane Van Gisbergen is freaking fantastic.
Yeah, he absolutely destroyed. It wasn't even close.
I mean, yeah.
He was up by 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's won the 24
ahead.
hours. So he's raced in the 24 hours of Daytona. He won in the Asian Le Mans series in an LMP2 car. He's the superstar. I mean, other than Scott McLaughlin in Indy Cars, who was also a Penske V8 supercar driver.
Right.
It's essentially those two. Shane Van Gisbergen and Scott McLaughlin are the 2 superstars there. But I really enjoy watching the Charlotte oval race of supercars.
Yeah, just because it's something that'll never happen.
Yeah, it'll never happen. But there will also never be
eRacing
supercars race on the Daytona road course either. I think that was Shane Van Gisbergen's advantage in that race.
Oh,
He knew the track.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Wait, do you think like if you're doing well enough in the series, you get like some kind of an advantage? Because I don't really know the series by series rules as far as e-racing goes at the professional level. Do you think that they might like, oh, you won the last race, so you get a suggestion as far as a vote on what our next track's going to be out of whatever list, and he's like, oh, let's go with that one. Just kick the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, of course he would. Well, if that's the case, of course he would choose that one.
Yeah, I mean, that could make it a lot more fun. I don't know how it works, personally. I don't know how the rules like that work. But I'd like to think that was something to do with it. Because that would be cool. Just, like, having the ability to, choose for, like, your own advantage. Like, you're doing well enough that you get to, give yourself a little bit of an advantage as far as, where you're going to be racing at the very least. Oh, also, I heard, speaking of e-racing, actually, I've got a good amount of e-racing this week. But I did hear that professional NASCAR for e-racing is setting tire limits coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they're only getting like 8 sets of tires or something, which is still a good amount, but it's.
Well, yeah, 8 sets of tires. Now, 8 sets of tires per race, or how?
I think
season.
No, not season. That would be insane.
Because 8 sets of tires per race, that's a huge limit based off how long their races are.
Yeah, don't take 8 as an exact number. That's what I want to say I read, but I don't remember specifically.
Okay.
I want to say it was 8, but I do not
8 sounds ridiculous. I think the limit that they give the Xfinity cars in real life, I think they give. I think for the entire weekend, qualifying and race, you're allowed 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like 8 or 9, and that's with practice time, qualifying, and race. So you probably use 1 set of tires for practice, 1 set of tires for qualifying, and then the rest is all for the race.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
so like if we're talking how I don't know.
It's a good question. I'll have to look it back up. I'll look into it right now. Let's
Okay.
I remember being on a bit of a deep dive when I found it, though, so let's see.
This is the segment on It's Racecar Time calling that we're going to call Watch Us Google.
Analytics Racing. Who can find it first? The Speed Typist Championship. Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah, it's going to take too long for me to find. I'll have to look back into it later. And,
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we'll bring it up another time. Not too big a deal at the moment.
I do have to say, so the one reason why I wanted to talk about the Supercars Championship on the oval at Charlotte was, at least in iRacing, those cars raced fantastic at Charlotte. I watched the whole race. It looked like a mini Daytona.
Yeah.
Essentially.
That's what I would figure it would be anyway.
It looked like somewhere in between a NASCAR race and an IndyCar race. Is essentially how it looked like it was racing.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And with Holden no longer being made, and Holden pulling out of V8 Supercars, I wonder if there was an opportunity. This is just me spitballing and putting ideas out there in the universe.
Okay.
If there was a way for NASCAR and V8 Supercars, and possibly based off what we talked about last week, DTM, to join up and have the same set of rule sets for each of their championships. And you could possibly have essentially a stock/touring car championship in 3, one in Europe, one in North America, and one in Asia.
All as an E-Series?
No, I'm saying like since NASCAR this year is trying to come out with their next generation car.
Right.
With the 6-speed sequential gearbox, brand new engine, aluminum 18-inch wheels. Like they're going more along the supercar route.
Yeah.
What if since V8 Supercars is going to have to find a way to recover from the fact that they're losing Holden, and right now they have that god awful looking Mustang. I don't know if you've seen the Mustang in V8 Supercars, but it looks like a drowned duck.
Yeah, they were like kind of touting it, which I thought was funny. And
No,
when I was looking at it, I was
shouldn't.
like, isn't that like, to me it looked more like
It looks awful.
like a regular passenger car that they tried to make look cool but didn't happen. Kind of like the Chevy Cruze, where like they tried to make it like hip and cool, but it's like really.
But it looks awful.
Yeah, no, it looks terrible.
Awful in its.
Well, all the new Mustangs are like that. Have you seen the fucking the Mach E? Thing is ugly as shit.
Oh god! Don't get me started on the Mach E.
So ugly.
Don't get me started on the Mach E.
And some people actually like this thing. It's fucking hideous.
No.
Why didn't they keep the same
Mach-E
body?
is terrible. Yeah, the Mach-E is just Ford's version of the I-Pace from Jaguar.
Yeah, essentially. Why would you make it a Mustang vehicle that's a fucking CUV? Why?
If they called it...
Just keep the same body.
If they called it an E-Scape, like they have the Ford Escape.
Yes, that makes sense.
Which is an SUV, which that is. Call it the E-Scape.
Oh, I agree. It'll still be ugly, but it would make more sense.
Probably nobody would hate that. But the fact that they put a Mustang badge on it made it retarded.
I do agree in that particular regard.
Yeah.
Why would they make it a CUV? That's like it. Like I understand CUV's got a better market, but I mean, what's next? The fucking Camaro's gonna be a station wagon? Like, come on.
I mean, who knows? Well, I mean, Chevy. I don't think Chevy's that stupid.
No, I mean, but that's my point though. Is why would you attach the name of some kind of a performance-oriented vehicle and then slap it on a runaround family car for stay-at-home moms? Like, come on.
Well, like that's kind of the reason why the Mustang in V8 Supercars looks so terrible is because V8 Supercars chassis, they have a spec chassis in that series.
Right.
That's designed to be for a four-door vehicle.
Yeah, but still.
And a Mustang is a two-door vehicle. That's why it looks so wrong.
Yeah, but even the front end is gross. Dude, Ford's design perspective it's just been so weak recently. Since like 2016, it's been absolutely out the window as far as where they're taking things.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, what I'm thinking with this whole idea of, since DTM has to figure out something because they're down to BMW.
Mm-hmm.
Now V8 Supercars, they're down to Ford is the only one providing factory support.
Right.
And NASCAR is coming out with a new car that has a lot of the same elements as V8 Supercars in it. What if in like 2022 or 2023, V8 Supercars could license like the rule book for the cars and like make essentially NASCAR Cup cars and run them in Australia as the V8 Supercar Championship?
I mean,
then like
they're basically the same
like the
thing
Bathurst
anyway.
1000 would be NASCAR stock car road racing.
I mean, that's basically what it is. I've always thought V8 Supercars and NASCARs were basically the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they are pretty much the same thing. The V8 Supercars has doors that can open. They've had production-style engines for like the last 20 years.
And they've been turning left and right for a way longer.
Yeah, they're turning left
time.
and right, which NASCAR is moving into. NASCAR's been talking about going to street courses.
Ooh, that'll be cool. I hope it turns into a shit show like it did when they first introduced road courses.
Yeah, that would be a way for NASCAR to figure out how their cars run on street courses before doing it, because V8 Supercars runs a bunch of street courses.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be fine.
Adelaide. Yeah, of course it would be. And then that would give DTM a way to differentiate themselves from the other sports car racing that they have in Europe. If DTM did the same thing. This is just me.
Molded into the V8 perspective, like more of a stock car style.
Well, yeah, essentially do the same thing. License NASCAR's rule book and use car rule book for the next generation car.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but I think that would tear apart what DTM is, like, as a thing. I mean, at that point, you might as well just kill DTM altogether, have the same people owning it, but just rebrand it entirely as, German stock car racing, as opposed to a touring car style racing. Because it's just a completely different style.
Yeah.
I mean, although it is the Germans, so it could be pretty much the exact same thing. Who knows? But, no, I do see your point. I don't think it would be... I don't think it's something that they're going to be doing.
No, I don't think so either. I just think it'd be awesome.
Till at the beginning. But no, it's a good way to... someone's got to come up with a way to save DTM. Or, just kill it all together and come out with a completely new idea.
Yeah, DTM's probably going to die, as we covered in our first episode. If you're listening to this and you want to go back, that's mostly what we talked about, is how DTM is screwed.
Right. So. Oh, that'll be interesting. What else is...
So what cat is making an appearance in this podcast right now?
Oh, can you actually hear? I think that's...
Yeah, I could hear him.
Of course
I think
not,
my cat... Did my cat make an appearance, or did my dog make an appearance?
I heard Churro a second ago.
Oh, okay. You heard Churro barking? Okay. This is going to be a thing. It really is.
Working from home. Which we're going to be doing anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. One other thing, dude, maybe, hear me out, what if they, kill DTM altogether as its own series? Why don't they run it as a mixed series with something else, just as, the BMW touring class? Because you see that with, the Porsche Challenge in IMSA. Just inject them into something else, have more cars out on the field, and make it a different kind of a race.
Oh, yeah, we kind of talked about that last week, kind of doing the DTM plus a GT3 field, kind of like how Super GT does it.
Yeah, but I know specifically we're talking about bringing Super GT over. I mean, in this case, just throw them into another German series and, kill the series
they have
as
that,
arc.
I'm forgetting the name, the International GT Open, I think is what they call it, that runs in Germany. Well, the ADAC, ADAC, and then there's also the VLN at the Nürburgring.
Mm-hmm.
Those are both GT3 based series. There was some discussion of moving DTM into a GT3 series, which would be pointless because you already have two.
I heard a car go by and I wasn't sure if it was coming through the headset or just in front of my house.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the fuck was that?
Well, it probably was going just in front of your house.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. We've got a ton of loud cars on my block. I'm still winning.
Yeah.
In decibel level, but...
In loudness with your Porsche?
Yes.
To make you sound all fancy. Let's not tell anyone what kind of Porsche you have.
Racecar.
Just so they can try to... Porsche Racecar.
Yeah, guess my car without, looking it up.
Everyone get... The one hint is that he has a Porsche.
Yes.
And my one hint is I have something that has a Toyota engine.
Ah, fair point.
If you want to guess what I got.
If you guess the year and model of my car, we'll make you the pinned comment on the video.
Yes. And
that'll be your
same
prize.
for my car. If you want to guess what kind of car I drive. So his is a Porsche. What year and model is his Porsche? And what Toyota engine car do I drive?
It is
and if I see one of our friends from our old job, come on here and be like, shut up. We know exactly
You're getting blocked. Get the fuck... Not kidding.
Yeah, if I see anyone from our old jobs...
You better not recognize
just,
me.
Put it on there. You're all blocked. We don't care about expanding this podcast anymore because all you guys just are cheaters.
You're getting a 30-day ban and a $5,000 fine. We're going.
Yeah, the $5,000 is
rules.
to help grow this podcast.
Yeah, it'll get Neil a better computer and faster internet.
Yeah.
Actually, please come by. We need the money.
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah. So going back, DTM. I think we could throw it into that like Nürburgring series, and I think it would be a perfect fit. Just make it a class in the
I'm not sure
series.
if it could do. Those cars could do. I think they're probably too fast for the Nürburgring, though. That's a problem.
Too fast for the Nürburgring? Is that even a thing?
Yeah. There's a lot of cars that are way too fast to race on the Nürburgring. They nearly banned GT3 cars at the Nürburgring.
Oh my god, they would. Well, I mean, we've had effectively DPI cars out there, Le Mans cars out there, GT3 cars out there.
But not in the racing.
Yeah.
No, they can do lap records, but they can't like race in the 24 hours to Nürburgring.
The GT3 cars were. I know that. I know the DPI cars.
Yeah, GT3 cars are. They're the top class at the Nürburgring in the 24 hours of Nürburgring.
Oh, the Viper ACR held the record there for a minute, and then that was smashed like the following week by someone else. The IDR went out there. There's not too fast for the Nürburgring.
Well, no, but those are single car on the track by itself.
Yeah, if you're going for a lap record, yes, but I don't think it would be an issue. I don't think there is a veritable top speed for the Nürburgring for racing.
When they start like,
well, they might be artificially limiting it, but I don't think it's impossible to run like, given the track was in better condition. A Formula One car out there or a DPI car out there.
They have run a Formula One car there. I think a few
race?
years ago, BMW. Before BMW left Formula One.
I was like, yeah, but that's a BMW Formula One car. It's not the same thing.
I mean, it is Williams, and Williams is in their current state. They're the back marker.
Yeah, it was funny because they were like, oh my god, Williams is back. They're going to do so good. Look at them showing up mid-pack, and they're the rear.
Yeah, they're the worst team right now.
Let me make fun of them. It's not like we could do any better, but...
True.
Just the facts.
We can't even get
Just
a 24.
The facts.
We can't even get a 24 hours of Lemons team set up. So
we should do that. No, I think we should do that. We need to start by doing broadcasts of like iRacing or something, and then we'll slowly work into a Lemons team. I think that would be fun.
That'll work. I do both those things. That sounds awesome.
That does sound awesome. We should absolutely do that.
Okay, well, I think we're winding down here. This one seems a little bit shorter than the last one.
Oh, I do have more talking points, actually. You say that now.
Oh, nice. I don't want to hear it. Go away.
Motherfuck!
Oh!
Well, we're doing it anyway. Actually, it's something I thought you'd be very interested in, something that I didn't know existed until earlier today. So you know how we're always talking about eRacing given the current situation of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's our other, probably most common type of racing that we go to, you and I go to?
Dirt track. We've been to a dirt track race.
Ding, ding, ding. Guess who has an official series of eRacing?
I know USAC does.
Motherfucking Outlaws. Outlaws has eRacing right now.
World of Outlaws?
Yeah, like real
like
Outlaws
sprint cars.
racing. Yeah, sprint car racing. But it is like licensed as Outlaws.
Oh, okay.
They have their own e-racing series, which I think is hilarious because, like, how do you replicate mud conditions well enough? I don't know how that would
lower the grip of the track.
Well, yes, but there's so many miscellaneous factors when it comes to driving on dirt and mud, in my opinion.
Well, like how Joseph Newgarden was talking about the tire model for iRacing wasn't the best for the Indy car.
Right.
It's probably not the best for the sprint car.
Oh no, I'm sure it's still going to be a lot that they're working
as long as you can turn right to go left, It's probably close
All right,
enough.
Lightning McQueen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what dirt track racing is all about.
Oh,
really.
absolutely.
It's getting that ass end sideways.
It's off-road drifting, is what dirt track racing is. Just across the board.
But you're actually trying to beat somebody, not just trying to show off.
Oh, of course. Well, you're trying to beat somebody in a lap-based race instead of a score-based race.
Yes, because score-based racing is weird.
I mean, it's certainly weird, but it doesn't make it any less cool. Formula D for the win. Oh, fuck you, drifting sweet.
We follow Formula D on Instagram is because you're a drifting fan. You know I'm not a big drifting fan.
Wait, are we following Formula D?
Well, yeah, we are.
Oh, cool.
I did that for you.
I love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah. Let us know if you want, I guess, me to talk a little bit more about drifting here on the podcast. I could go on. Well, yeah.
I mean, right now everything's we're just grabbing at straws and stuff to talk about, because the racing series haven't completely kicked off yet. So as more things start to get ramped back up and we get back into racing, one thing I saw today that you just reminded me of, how we went to Dixie Speedway. One of the events that got canceled this year that I wanted to go to in March was American Flat Track at Dixie Speedway in Woodstock, Georgia.
Right, yeah. And did it get postponed, or is it just straight up canceled?
Postponed, as it turned out, because American Flat Track just announced their preliminary schedule, and they will be back at Dixie Speedway in mid-October.
That'll be cool. Yeah, we should definitely go to that.
Now, if they allow spectators.
Yes. Well, honestly, I think the way things are kind of coming back into fruition now, I don't think it'll be an issue in October. Whether the pandemic is or not, that's a different question. But I think more than most likely they'll have people back out. Dixie Speedway is our local little dirt fucking hole in the ground racetrack that we go to for fun because it's super cheap.
Yeah.
If you live in the Atlanta area, check that out. It's super cheap to go out, and they've got good fried Oreos. Welcome to American racing. We have fried food and dirt holes in the ground.
And there's actually a landfill directly behind it.
It's literally a dirt hole in the ground in front of a dirt hole in the ground. Like, don't expect any kind of classiness, but we love the joint.
I mean, if we're talking about dirt track racing, I think people know what to expect.
Yeah. Yeah, but for those of you who might not be watching this in America, if you want a better excuse for making fun of Americans than McDonald's and us being fat and that sort of a thing, I think one of my favorite events going out there was probably waterless boat racing, or maybe minivan derby or destruction derby, demolition derby.
Yeah.
They have monster trucks too. It is by far the most redneck thing I think I've ever done, but it is fun. I'll give it that.
Oh, that's not even the top 5 for most redneck things I've ever done.
That does not surprise me at all, Neil. That does not surprise me at all. Oh, that's funny.
Another thing that I actually just saw earlier this morning, so World of Outlaws, the actual series, is actually started running races again.
Oh, that's cool.
They're mostly in the Midwest.
No surprise.
And Kyle Larson, the guy who said the N-word and got fired from his NASCAR team.
Oops.
He's already won one race.
He's actually okay.
And, yeah, and he just beat the track record at a track up there.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I'm sure he's flinging that bitch out there with a vengeance.
He did the track record. It was a lap time in under 10 seconds.
Holy
yeah, the previous track record was 10.1, and he did it under 10.
I'm not even surprised, though. I mean, given he's been a little bit of a shithead in the recent past, he's still a really good racing driver. I'm not surprised he went out there and just fucking fucking full
he
gas
probably is
pedaled
like-
it, slung that bitch around.
He probably like loves the fact that he actually got fired just so he can do more sprint car racing.
Yeah, true.
He's just like, now I don't even have to worry about NASCAR.
Oh god, he's probably gonna come out of it even more racist.
Well, maybe. I mean, he is going to dirt tracks, and we just talked about what dirt tracks are like.
Nothing like some cowboy boots and overalls.
The one we go to is literally called Dixie Speedway. Like, if they're
Yep.
like,
no, I get the irony of it.
like the only way you could get any more racist than be calling Dixie Speedway is like, get out of here, Blackie Speedway.
Okay, we're changing the subject now. My next point was once again going back to IMSA, personal favorite series of mine. Once again, our other favorite topic of the current situation, iRacing, has an actual, or IMSA actually has their own iRacing series called the Pro Series. Most recent race was the 14th of this month, May 14th. Supposedly, BMW has been actually just destroying everybody. They won the two previous races before that, and at this recent race where they were expected to win again, they got second and third place. Porsche's driver in the number 911 Porsche, the world-renowned endurance race car 911, driven by Nick Tandy, took number one recently, and I believe they do have another race coming up later this week, which I think will be super interesting if you're into IMSA. Get a chance to check that out. I think that'll be pretty cool.
I watched the first race that they held at Sebring. Virtual Sebring, I should say. And the BMW's absolutely destroyed in that one.
Oh yeah, they've been on fire, apparently. Just leaps and bounds ahead.
And then I watched the highlights for Laguna Seca. I think that was the second round.
Pretty sure. I don't remember where they were. Oh, Road America was the 14th.
Road America was the last round?
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of those... That's one of those things where, yes, it is road course racing and sports car racing, but they limited it to only 4 cars. Like, there's no Corvettes in there. There's only BMW. There's BMW, Ford, Porsche. Can't remember what the 4th model that you were allowed to choose is.
I don't remember.
But like and Audi R8. You can only choose one of those 4 cars, so that like limited what some of the drivers were allowed to use. Like, I think all the drivers that would normally drive the Acura GT3 chose the Ford GT, which the Ford GT isn't even in IMSA anymore.
Oh yeah, this last year was the last year for it until they come out with the next model, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably be some sort of like GT3 Mustang.
It's the Mach-E.
The Mach-E.
Can you imagine that thing covered in like downforce enhancers? Big old
did
wing
you
on
ever
top of
see-
that bitch.
Did you ever see the memes of the giant M8 GTE car?
I don't.
That were just fucking hilarious. Just making fun of the fact that the M8 GTE looked like it was like 9 times bigger than the Ford GT it was racing against. And then there's like there were memes out there of like.
Here's my favorite one. It's got it looks like some small single helicopter carrier that looks like the Yamato, and then BMW M8 GTE is bigger than the battleship.
There's just so many memes.
Oh, that's funny.
And there's also, you can find GIFs of where like you'll see like at Le Mans, like an LMP car, Ford GT, and then the M8 coming over like frickin' Jaws over the hill, and it's like the size type of thing, and it's like, oh god.
To be fair, it is kind of. Oh wait, I think I found the one with, where he's coming out of the water to kill the little 4GT ducklings.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's great! If you're listening to the audio, you got to tune into the video just for that. That's funny.
Yeah, just Google large BMW M8 GTE.
I literally just Googled
images.
M8 GTE memes. It's went over to images and it's huge. Oh wait, I think I found the Jaws picture you're talking about here. I'll put that up so you can look at it later. Oh, that's so funny. Oh yeah, please feel free to comment with links to your favorite race car memes. I would love to see that.
We love race car memes.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Like if people, maybe that should be like our final segment of each episode is
meme highlight.
Favorite race car meme. You and I will find our favorite race car meme of the week, and we'll share it.
Yeah. Oh, that gives me another idea. Why don't we put together a Discord? That way, anybody who might be interested in the show can talk about some of the things that we're discussing in the show, or some of the stuff they post, some of the things they'd like to see us talk about in the show, and then we can have a whole section just dedicated to memes, and we'll pick our favorites.
Yeah.
Well, let's do that. We'll make a Discord server. It's Racecar Time Discord server, and I'll put the link to that on the YouTube channel and stuff as well, and we'll put it out there on Instagram as well once we got that made.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then also you can message us on Instagram, and also we got a Gmail account. So it's racecartime@gmail.com.
Yeah, I think we're going to start going after some interviews as well. So if you guys have anybody that you would like to see us talk to about, the current racing series, or maybe even a little bit of stuff they've done in the past, please let us know. We'll try to reach out and see who we can get on the podcast. I think that would be a lot of fun, if I say so myself.
Okay.
All right, so I think I am out of things that I want to discuss. Neil, do you have anything you want to add on?
I am good. We talked about Kyle Busch and DTM and VA Supercars and NASCAR.
Whole different.
Is there any racing series coming up that you're keeping an eye out for?
Nothing I know that's coming back just yet. I was actually scanning through that this morning. I didn't see anything as far as, any announcements being made of any series officially saying that they're going to be coming back. If you type it in, it's nothing but NASCAR at the moment. So we'll have to see. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on these NASCAR races. I think I'll try to sit through a little bit more of them, just depending on when they're at during the day.
They're all at night. The Coca-Cola 600, that one's the next race. That's at 6 p.m. I can see you laughing because you're still looking at the M8.
I'm still looking at M8 memes. You're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The next Coca-Cola 600 race is going to be today. If you are watching this same day, it's at 6 p.m. I know it's going to be on Fox.
Yeah, and then there's actually going to be 4 days straight of racing.
Woo!
Sunday night is Coca-Cola 600. Monday night, Truck Series. Tuesday night, Xfinity Series. Wednesday night, Cup Series again.
Right.
All from Charlotte.
Oh, that'd be good. Cool. Well, I think that's...
If you're not a NASCAR fan and you want to watch something a little bit shorter, just watch the final stage of the Wednesday night, the Tuesday or Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night races. Because those are shorter races. And really, the stage system that NASCAR came up with a few years ago is really stupid and terrible.
No, I think we all agree with that, Neil.
Yeah, so just watch the final stage. I mean, I'm a huge NASCAR fan, and that's what I do. I'm like, oh, they're in stage 2. That means I can go and have dinner and come back in half an hour and
get back to the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do with my NASCAR now, ever since it came up with the stage racing.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's going to be it for us this week. I think we're going to try to have a video out every Sunday. Keep an eye on the Instagram. We'll be able to let you know whenever those are going to be coming out, as they're coming out. and whether or not we have something else going on or something additional content that we might want to put out. Anyway, I've been Minty here with Neil. It's been great to have you guys back again, and please leave a comment. We'd love to be able to talk about anything you guys might be interested in regards to racing. So thanks for coming along with us for this ride, and hope you guys have a great week and watch some racing.